I hope that you had a great beginning to your day this morning together. And thank you to Sun and Sunny for allowing me a few minutes to share with you this morning. So by now, you probably realize that the focus for your full day today, as well as day 3, will be on math development with Sun and Sunny. And I wanted to let you know that you have not been forgotten. We know that you are continuing to teach ELA, so I'm sharing a resource with you that I hope will help you focus on one area in ELA to continue thinking about and growing in as far as Common Core with your kindergartners this year. So hopefully you have a piece of paper in front of you and it says Kindergarten CCSS Literacy Practices Menu. There are 4 courses: an appetizer, soup and salad, entree, and dessert. And I'm going to ask you to please choose one course that you're going to focus on and even think about one item within that course to develop with your students this year. So let's go through this together. All right. The appetizer course is about speaking purposefully and often, and I know many of you have worked on this area quite a bit since we started learning together, and it may still be something that you are working towards in your classroom. So there are 3 resources provided here, and on the page they're each underlined for you. The first one is a close reading planning guide using the text "The Day the Crayons Quit." If you want to have your students engage in discussion with each other on text-dependent questions, this would be a resource that you want to look at. It talks about the type of planning to do, what kinds of questions to ask, how to plan text-dependent questions, and The Day the Crayons Quit is a relatively new picture book that I cannot recommend highly enough. I saw a video with a kindergarten teacher teaching a lesson from this text, and the students really enjoyed it. So that may be something you want to look at. The second resource that talks about students talking with partners and in small groups is the interactive read aloud we viewed last year with Amanda Hartman from Columbia University. Remember, she uses the text bugs, 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 and she asks quite a few text-dependent questions as well. So this might be a video that would help you see what that can look like in a primary classroom. And the last resource on whole group discussion is a follow-up to the same interactive read aloud where Amanda engages the entire class in one conversation to extend their thinking. So just to note, the items that have an asterisk in front of them are videos of classroom practice with either kindergartners or primary students for that category. So those 3 are about speaking purposefully and often. The next course is reading purposefully and often. So if speaking something you feel pretty confident on working with in your classroom and you want to move into reading, this might be the course for you. The first link is related to literature. We know that our students are to read both literature and informational text. The Read Aloud project has actually developed lesson plans specifically for kindergarten with a lot of various text. And so looking at those Read Aloud lesson plans may help you in thinking about Common Core's requirements for implementing literature in the K classroom. Maybe you want to think about informational text for K. Remember, on the literacy site, there are websites that are free: ReadWorks, BookSource, Reading A to Z, and Dogo News that we can use to print out informational text articles. And you also have a teaching strategies guide from Illinois. It gives specific teaching strategies for kindergarten in dealing with each of the informational text standards. We've talked about big ideas, and thank you to the kindergarten committee who worked on drafting some big idea statements for kindergarten. All of those big idea statements are listed on the literacy website on the landing page, right on that kindergarten page. So you might want to reference there in your planning. Maybe you are trying to look for some recommended literature. California has a database that's searchable, and you can put in by grade level, by the discipline, even by an author's name if you can't remember the exact title, and that will generate a list for you on possible recommended literature for your classroom. And maybe you want to see a lesson of a teacher in kindergarten emphasizing vocabulary through Read Aloud. This is a teacher from America Achieves, and she's teaching Daisy Comes Home, emphasizing vocabulary with her kindergarten students. So you can see a video of the work that teacher does. Maybe you are pretty confident with the read aloud portion, but what kinds of things can students write after reading a text together? This is a template from the Literacy Design Collaborative, and they've given us tasks and possible ways of having our students link their reading to their writing. So these have been really helpful in thinking about the kind of writing we want students to do after they read. There are also tasks in Appendix B in the Common Core Appendix, and this has titles and possibilities for students writing in both literature and informational text related directly to the standards. So these might be helpful for thinking about writing off of reading as well. Maybe you're looking to see what kind of levels the read alouds you've been doing are. Book Wizard can be very helpful for that. You just type in the title of the text and it gives you either a grade equivalent, guided reading, DRA, or Lexile. And in kindergarten, we want to be looking at the complexity of the read aloud text because we know the text the students read independently are still emergent level text. And to accompany this, there is a modified Lexile level grade expectations chart. This might look familiar to you. So it has the Lexile level, guided reading, ORA, grade level, along with the Common Core benchmark for it as well. So you can think about your read alouds as well as your student independent reading text. So all of those might be possible if you're thinking about the area of reading purposefully and often. Maybe you want to go right to the main course, writing purposefully and often. We know that writing shows up quite a bit in expectation across grade levels. The first item there for you are the informational writing units that are available on the literacy site. Please don't forget you have a science unit, a pattern book unit, a how-to unit, and a unit on personal expertise that have lesson plans day by day with resource material to help you teach towards the standards in kindergarten informational writing. And the same units are there for narrative and opinion as well. Perhaps in your writer's workshop, you want to refine your implementation of that structure. You have checklists, editing checklists, as well as element checklists and rubrics on the informational writing page for kindergarten as well. If you've already thought through that but want to look at some scored student work, on the local and state assessment site are posted the calibrated samples that the kindergarten ELA committee talked about and looked through together. So these might be helpful in thinking about expectations and how students score across the rubric that we've been using at kindergarten. Here is a familiar face. This is a kindergarten informational writing mini lesson that Amanda Hartman delivers to a small group of kindergartners. It's about adding details in the pictures and the words. So in this video, you can see how she works on that with this group of students. And we know that part of Writer's Workshop is conferring individually with students. So this is another video of a kindergartner conferring with Amanda about his writing. So it may be interesting for you to see how she helps him reflect and set goals and does some quick teaching for him in this one-on-one conference. And last course, my favorite, dessert. Perhaps you're thinking about the changes in your ST time or foundational skills and how you're teaching them to your kindergartners. This first lesson plan is on using names to work on concepts of print like letter identification and word identification, and it's a lesson that can be differentiated and used in all different kinds of ways. The next is a lesson on phonemic awareness, and this lesson is very game-oriented. So it's fun and the kids are moving as they develop their skills in phonemic awareness. The third is about letter recognition. This is incorporating technology into letter recognition. So if you're thinking about infusing some tech into your day, this might be something you want to peek at. And there's also one for you on phonics, turning our students into word wizards, and they're getting to make words during this lesson. This is a very fun and interactive way to work on phonetic skills. Maybe you're thinking about changes to spelling. There's an article here about traditional spelling lists and what we know about what works and what doesn't work from that approach. So this would be an article to read. And there's also some lesson plans on improving fluency with your students, working on performance as part of fluency goals and turning fluency time into some dramatic time during the classroom as well. So there were 4 courses: speaking, reading, writing, or foundational skills. I'm asking you to please focus. While I know it can be tempting to look through all of these resources, I don't know that that would be the best use of your time. So please choose one, possibly circle that now and maybe underline or highlight that one area that you want to focus on and grow in throughout the rest of this year. Now, while you have the piece of paper in front of you, it's really not that helpful, so I'm going to show you how to get to this menu. So I'm going to go into my email, and I'm going to choose that little icon that opens up the Google Apps, and I'm going to choose Sites. I think you can probably already guess where I'm going. I'm going to type in literacy into that search bar. And remember that I need the capital L, or choose the one with the capital L when the options come up. The lowercase is going to get you to somebody else's material. So I clicked on the literacy site with the capital L, and down on the left I'm going to choose kindergarten and click on that. And here at the top, just above the big idea statements, I see CCSS Literacy Practices Menu. So if I hover over menu and give it a little bit of time, there is a little white hand that appears, and that lets me know there's a link there. So I clicked on that link. And that opens up for me the actual menu document that you have a paper copy of. So once this menu document opens, I see the links in blue. And that means that you can just click on whichever link you would like to see, and it will take you directly to that resource. Again, you kind of have to wait. It can be a bit slow, like mine is right now. And when you hover over it and then click, there should be a large link that comes up, and then you click on that again and it takes you directly to that resource. So how many areas are you choosing, teachers? I don't know if you talked out loud to me or not, but 1, and then hopefully 1 resource within that category. Have a great day, and thank you for your time. I'll look forward to seeing you soon.